Should we start with the questions, I suppose? I don't know, unless you want to run around who's on screen and introduce ourselves.
Actually, that's what I was about to do. First of all, thank you for being there. Thank you for taking the time to talk to us. Well, Ray knows you, but talk to me and my readers on the blog and now the listeners to our podcast. First, I would like to know who's behind Beats and Shelley.
I'll let Alan take this one.
Ooh. Well, Ursula, it's a very good question. Thank you for asking it. I suppose, who is Beats and Shelley? Well, I think you're looking at part of it at the moment. It's been a labour of love that we've had for quite a few years, perhaps more years than I care to mention. But I mean, there are 3 of the 5 original members of the group here, and I must mention the guys that aren't here tonight: Mark Baker, our bass player, and our drummer, the fantastic Mr. Pete Dawson. Give him his full name, Mr.
Yep.
Pete, to me. So yeah, we've been doing this for a little while.
Okay. How did it come to the name? I mean, Beats and Shelley. Shelley, who is Shelley, or what is Shelley?
It's a long story, really. Well, it's a spin-off on the Keats and Shelley poets come authors. We have a love affair going way back with a band called Budgie, who were a big rock band from Wales back in the 70s, 80s. And their bass player is a guy called Burke Shelley. So we decided to tweak the name slightly to make it Beats and Shelley, rather than Keats and Shelley, if that makes sense.
Okay, so, makes sense, yeah, definitely. Definitely makes sense.
Not a lot of many people know that, but there you go. And it's been around since the year 2000.
Oh, wow, that's a long time. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
On and off.
I mean, Ray's not quite to the full story there. I'll maybe add a bit in there just for a little bit of flavour. So we've mentioned the years now, and you can see it's a long time ago, 20 years.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like 20 years, but I suppose originally Ray and I first really hooked up together when we were both jointly promoting a gig by Budgie, this Welsh rock band that Ray's mentioned, in our hometown of Letchworth Garden City in Hertfordshire. Ray was, and is being very modest here, is a personal friend of the band and was instrumental in bringing the band to play a concert in what is quite a small town, Letchworth Garden City. I was working for the town at the time, actually for the venue. And that's really sort of how we met. And it sort of all sort of kicked off from there. And, you know, it was great to bring and find Amanda, fantastic voice, as singer with the band. Obviously Mark and Pete, who are not here tonight, but that's the story.
I had the chance to listen to Amanda because Ray sent me one of your recordings, or part thereof, better to say. Very nice. You know, my youngest daughter's name is Amanda.
Oh.
Do you know what your name stands for?
No, tell me, please.
Yeah, sure, because I always choose the names for my children by meaning, and the meaning of Amanda is the one who deserves to be loved.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice.
Definitely, definitely. So when was that also the first performance that you just mentioned, Alan?
Well, and you've mentioned the date, so I won't keep any secret. That famous gig in Letchworth Garden City involving this Welsh rock band Budgie was in May, I think, of 1999.
Correct.
And it was through that, as I say, Ray and I really met one another and introduced one another. And shortly after, a few months later, we found ourselves in Ray's kitchen in his house in Letchworth Garden City, just jamming and with him singing and me strumming a few chords on the guitar. And it was really from that we started, actually then we fell into writing songs together. And we quite liked what we were doing, and we spoke to other people like Amanda and Mark and Pete about it, and before you know it, we were having full-blown rehearsals with a 5-piece band. So it was a very exciting time.
That's how life sometimes goes, isn't it? It starts in the kitchen and you never know where it ends.
It still ends up in the kitchen quite often as well.
It does at our rehearsals.
So guys, who is doing the cooking?
Not me. I'm making the tea.
Well, anyhow, you know, it's very important. I mean, come on, brew has to be. So that's for sure. And so are you guys part of the new album, which is coming out on the 20th, because it's a big date for Ray. His new album is coming out on the 20th of this month. The Long Road, right?
Everyone features on the album. So there's, it's a best of. I mean, 40 odd years on the local music scene is quite a long time. So I thought it was about time. I've got enough material to do a best of album, and it's out next Friday, which is the 20th.
Exactly.
On the Friday, and I've been busy recording a special live performance of some of the songs from the album to actually put out on the night. But everyone features. There's various on the 18 tracks. Everyone you see here features on at least 2 or 3 of them, plus lots of other people.
Lovely.
So yeah.
Great.
And there's
so let's say it again. The 20th of this month.
Of November.
20th.
Yeah, the 20th of November. Get your recording out now. It's out everywhere.
Exactly. No, that's perfect. I mean, we can't say it often enough because Christmas is coming and it's a beautiful gift, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
There you go.
Perfect gift.
So
there's a cover, look there.
Oh, lovely. Yes. I've seen it. Remember, we had it in our interview, but this is much better talking to one another than a written interview. It's much more lively. No, that's great. So Amanda, tell me, when you're not making music, what do you do?
I work full-time sort of in healthcare. So I'm a project manager across Herts and West Essex for cancer transformation. So that's very busy in the day. And I'm in actually 2 other bands that just do covers. So this is lovely because this is original stuff. So it's like a blank canvas and you can create from nothing. So I really like that opportunity, and I like dancing as well. So COVID's been a time where it's been quite quiet for everybody, I know, but normally in normal life, I'm quite busy.
I can imagine. You know, I'm glad that you're not that busy because of COVID, especially since you are in health, you know.
Yeah,
definitely. And how did you come to music? I mean, what was the initial spark to go in that? I mean, you say you'd like to dance, well, I do too, but trust me, you wouldn't want to hear me singing. I'm not going to, but what sparked it?
I suppose really, I mean, part of that's down to Ray actually, because I met Ray when I was about 18 in Letchworth Town Centre when his band Rickshaw were playing in the town centre. And after that, I thought that was quite nice to see something live. And from there, I started to go and see bands locally. And I got into sort of like the live music scene, enjoying going to see bands. And from there, sort of, I'd always liked singing at home, you know.
Yeah.
And from there, I sort of took it a little bit further, and I was in a duo for a while with a friend called Julie Tomlinson, who we wrote some of our own material together when I was in my 20s. Then life gets busy, doesn't it? But it's sort of, music's kind of been there throughout, sort of in different guises. So it's nice to do this.
It's part of you.
Yeah,
Always
definitely.
there, it's part of you. And no, that's great that you had the opportunity to actually, live it, what you love, because
Yeah.
that's what my podcast is all about. People that really live their life, live an inspired and a free life, and enjoy what they are doing. Too many people in our day's society do not enjoy and look forward to every morning with dread. So I
Yeah.
want to show you can live an inspired life, you can live a free life, do it, be brave. I mean, you guys, all of you have been brave and followed the calling that you have. You sing, you dance, and you bring it into your life. Alan, what was it before you started to make music?
Well, I've been very lucky because both my father and my brother were very musical. So it's something music is something we've always had in the house at home when we were growing up in Letchworth Garden City, and I've just carried it on. In fact, I did actually, when I left school, I went to college to music college, and although I never came out of college and walked into a music job, it's always been a constant in my life as my sort of number one hobby outside work. And I feel very privileged and very lucky to have that, have that interest, because it gives you this tremendous opportunity to collaborate and work with other musicians, like Amanda and Ray and the rest of the band. So yeah, it's good to have that work-life balance, and music is all part of that life for me, if you like.
Yeah, I mean, music is very important. It can take you out from a dreaded place, and gives you hope again. It could energize you when you feel low. At least it does to me. I have music for every situation. When I'm writing on my books, it's a very gentle, mainly Celtic music. When I'm tired in the morning, is hard rock. So yeah, no, music is definitely part of our life, and it's lovely to have you guys on the podcast to hear how much it really does for your life. But what do you do when you don't make music, Alan?
Well, I work full time, and always have done, and really, have been so lucky with the jobs and the roles and the places that I have worked. And there are things about your day-to-day experience at work that you bring into a band situation, in particular the ability and the skill to work with other people and get the best out of one another, support one another, and produce something that is also then capable of being enjoyed by other people. So we love the music that we make together. It gives us a great feeling of satisfaction, and the fact that other people like it too is a huge, wonderful bonus, which we're so grateful for.
Yes, it is. It's very inspiring when you get the feedback from your fans that how much they love what you, because you've given them a gift. At least this is what I see. You give. And Ray, I know what you do when you don't make music. You're sparking, right? You're in welding. I saw something that
Yeah,
had.
I weld up aircraft bits and pieces and military bits and pieces, all to a very high standard where you have to be coded and licensed to weld stuff. And yeah, it's that's my day job, and I love my music. People I've met through music, going off the subject what you asked me, but they've all become, I've met hundreds of people over the years, but there's a group of people that are really good friends, and we tend to like drift in and out all the time, and you always keep that connection going. And there's something special with this bunch of guys here, because the music just seems to flow. I find it easy. I find it very inspirational to be around. Because sometimes it is a struggle coming up with songs and material when you get together with Alan, Amanda, and everything, and the songs just seem to come out. They just seem to appear, and yeah, it's great. And I'm really pleased with the new selection of songs. It's going to be a great recording when we've done it.
I'm sure. So you said that you are now recording something that will be aired where, on YouTube or whatever, for the day of the launch?
Yeah.
If I got that correctly?
we were having a chat last week on Zoom, and the guy said, "Oh, why don't you do a?" Because normally I'd have an album launch where we invite lots of people along and there's a live audience and everything else. Obviously, we can't do that.
Yes.
So I thought, well, the guy suggested, why don't I record a live performance? So I've taken 9 of the songs from the album, and I've set all my equipment up in my studio with lights and everything, and a couple of cameras, and I've sat here for the last couple of nights editing. I did a live show.
Oh, lovely.
And it looks almost professional. Yeah, it does.
Yeah,
Really?
with a little magic and trickery, you get it done, don't you?
Yeah. No, it is live. Obviously, I haven't got a band, but I've got the studio backing tracks, which I've removed the vocals from, so I'm singing over the backing. So it is live as such.
Yeah. Oh, that will be exciting. And it will be where available? YouTube or on your website?
I'm going to put it out, just on social media, YouTube and Facebook and Instagram and everywhere. Sort of, So I'll probably put it out, synchronize it probably next week sometime around about 8 p.m. or something like that. But I'll post about that.
Oh, lovely. Talking about social media now, because of the interview I had prior with Ray, I have, of course, all his connections, his website and Facebook and you name it. What about you guys? Are you present on the media and where?
We have a Facebook page, don't we? Which has some of our kind of rehearsal clips on and some historic photos and things, and hopefully we'll be recording quite a lot when we can get back in the studio properly.
Yes.
The January time, and we've got quite a lot of material that we want to record, so I think possibly then will be the time we may expand some of the social media and the YouTube thing.
Yeah, that'd be lovely. Well, for our listeners, don't you worry. All the links from Alan, Amanda, and Ray will be there underneath this video. And so you can see and listen to what I have done. And now, next, so the future, you said January, when you all get back into the studio, you're going to start getting cracking again. Any particular plans? What kind of music will it be? And who is writing? Ray, are you the one composing, or Alan, or you, Amanda?
It's very much a team effort, and we've all had this tremendous shock, in our lives with COVID and the pandemic, and a terrible situation it has been. But the one really good thing has happened is that we've reconnected, and when we were able to, we were getting together. But we've been writing sort of at home, really, I suppose, on our own, and then sort of sharing ideas and then building on those ideas in a very collaborative sort of way. So that's where the material has come for. In fact, we were about to go into the studio, last weekend, but because of the recent change in the regulations, we've had to put that on ice until the new year. But we have 10 songs. I think some of them are very strong, and they cover a whole range of genres. Some of them are pop songs. 1 or 2 of them are rocky. I'd like to think we've got some nice jazz and a bit of feel in there. So something for everyone. I hope people will enjoy. I'm sure they will enjoy the variety of genres that we've gone with. I hope they will anyway.
Yeah, no, that's lovely. And Ray, are there some new songs in the pipeline? I mean, you have 10. Alan just said you already have 10. But for an album, how many do you need? I'm not really a specialist there. You need what, 20 or?
Yeah, I think we stopped at 10 because it was just developing all the time. We were like, every time we got together, I've got another idea. So we just thought, let's stop at the 10, and then we can develop them up into proper arrangements where you've got a definite start and a definite end and a middle
Yes.
section, and it's all completely arranged. Otherwise,
Yeah.
you get lots of ideas but nothing arranged. So we've pretty much nailed 10 numbers, which we've demoed. We've actually recorded them live in my sort of studio bit.
Okay.
And
Great.
they're actually quite very good listen at the moment. So when we get into the studio, they should be pretty amazing.
Okay, well, I'm definitely listening into it. And hopefully you could send me some links again.
Yeah, we'll do.
Of course, not everything, but little cuts and pieces to get the appetite going. You know, especially soul. I'm an absolute soul fan. Love that. So I'll be listening for the soul, and generally looking forward to hear more about you and from you, of course. And maybe the next time when we talk, I can also meet the other 2 members that today, but I hope they're okay, they're healthy, they just can't make it tonight, or yeah?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think doing other things, but here, not here physically, but here very much spiritually. I feel them in the room.
A little piece of the haunting hitchin here. You know, the spirits are all over the place. No, let's not do that. Okay, you guys, well, I really have to say it was a pleasure meeting you, definitely. I look forward maybe to talk to you again when the next album is being launched with the 10 new songs. And I just want to remind our listeners again, the 20th, and forgive my German accent, you know?
Fine, mighty fine.
That's good.
Okay, but thanks for being here and hope to see you again soon. And please don't forget to send me the recording, send me your media. If it's Instagram, if it's Twitter or whatever, bring it all over so I could include it and people could get in contact with you.
Great.
Thanks again, guys.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank
Bye,
you
Ray.
so much.
Bye.
Cheers.
Bye.
Bye, Amanda.
Shines up from your heart, will shine so bright and true. To look upon its golden rays will bring a gift to you, a gift of priceless value that only you can know. It's rainbow full of colors, is filtered through your magic glow. Your colors shine so brightly, to look upon them make you smile, to feel it pulsing through your heart will keep you happy for a while, for a while. So in the darkness of your mind, when light is dim and low, just remember that your light will shine to show me where to go. A heaven of your own making, you walk your path of light, shining out into the world. She's sure to bring you delight. Your colors shine so brightly, to look upon them make you smile, to feel it pulsing through your heart will keep you happy for a while, for a while. go. Is beauty land of kindness with precious seeds a hold to sow? Did you dream of that light again in that time before the dawn? Was sensed all around you, a guiding light to guide you home. Your colors shine so brightly to look upon them, make you smile, to feel it pulsing through your heart will keep you happy for a while. I think it's all right.